Creamers. How you been? It's been a week. It's been a whole week. I missed you. I don't even remember what you look like. Come on, let me take a peek. Ah. Very cute.
Hey, listen! I'm sorry, okay.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Hot Joe, and tonight we're going to talk to Turkey like Ted Turner about some professional wrestling.
We're just floundering around.
We're going to talk about Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and The Rock and Seth Rollins. We're going to talk about New Japan, New Beginnings in Osaka, which is tomorrow at 3 a.m. We're going to talk about my match count of 2024. All that on this beautiful edition of Room Welcome back, Creamers. So I'm sure you guys have probably heard or watched the WWF SmackDown stuff that happened about a week ago. Cody Rhodes came out and he said that he is not challenging Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the title. He wants to finish his story, but he's not going to do it at WrestleMania, is what he said. So then, seconds later, Rock, Dwayne Johnson, comes out and does a face-to-face with Roman after shaking hands and hugging Cody Rhodes in a very big brother to little brother kind of a way, sort of disrespecting Cody Rhodes, but only if you are not paying attention to the kayfabe of it. Well then, over the weekend, we had a fan backlash. A lot of people were pretty angry. They take their wrestling very seriously because
Wrestling's not fake!
There was like an online movement, We Want Cody, and then on Monday Night Raw, the WWE sort of leaned into it. I was working on Greg Iron's show that day, and I watched a little bit of Raw with him before I left, and I saw like the beginning when I saw the promo of Cody and Seth and Drew McIntyre. They acted like Cody had not yet made his decision, even though just a few days prior, Cody Rhodes literally said the words, "I am not challenging you at WrestleMania." They talked about this press conference that's coming up on Thursday. At this press conference, which I did watch, I watched another WWF, and I watch a WWF for you guys because I take my job very seriously.
Professional!
That's right.
Professional!
Don't you forget it. Seth Rollins came out. He was talking about WrestleMania. Then he sort of called out Cody, but not in like a, I want you to come out here right now so I can beat your ass, Cody, kind of a way, but more in like a, friendly, I have to beat you kind of a way. Well, Cody did not come out. Roman Reigns went out instead. Here's the thing. I know it's not real.
Wrestling's not fake!
But I feel like if this was a real press conference in real life, how would Roman Reigns' music come on? Okay, this is what I have to believe, and I'm not trying to be facetious here. Okay, but this is what I have to believe as a wrestling fan when I watch that. Do you remember when there was the Jakks Pacific toy line of WWF Titantron action figures, where all the wrestlers had these little metal strips on the bottom of their boots, and you would have the entrance stage toy, the Titantron, and you would you'd have to touch the wrestler's feet with those two little strips to these other two strips that are on the Titantron itself, and then it would go, "Now entering the Titantron," and then it would play a little snippet of that wrestler's theme song. At the time, it blew my mind. But that's real. That's what the wrestlers have to use to get their music to play. Otherwise, there's no logical reason that Roman Reigns' music would come on when he's interrupting this other person's portion of the press conference. But whatever. Being a part of professional wrestling fandom means that a lot of the times you have to suspend your disbelief. Just sometimes they make it a little harder than other times. So Roman Reigns interrupts, and he basically says that stuff that he said a week ago. Seth Rollins' title is a losers championship, and it's the loser table because he sits at the head of the good cool guy table, I guess. The Rock comes out with his music, just like Roman did, because as The Rock walked out for the press conference, he happened to step on the metal strips. So The Rock comes out and he says, you guys, I have this family tree. He shows this family tree. He's like, this is the coolest family, of all time, and everybody wants to see me versus my cousin Roman. But now all of a sudden it was a lot more friendly between them. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he's coming out there to challenge Roman. It's like because he wants to be the head of the table. He's challenging him because it's like tradition and family and shit like that. So then Cody Rhodes, speaking of shit, Cody Rhodes' voice could be heard saying, "This is bullshit," on WWF. Look at them go, huh? They said this. He says, "This is bullshit, y'all." And I'm, what? I've made my choice. I won the Royal Rumble, The Rock, and so I'm challenging Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the title. And then Roman got on the microphone and he said, something about Dusty. Dusty's a loser or whatever. I didn't even want to say that. I don't know if you just noticed the stutter. My body was like, don't say that, but I had to, because I'm reporting the news to you guys. So Roman said this. Then Cody said, if your ancestors were here, they would be embarrassed with you. And he pointed at The Rock and said, if your dad, if High Chief Peter Maivia was here, he'd be disappointed in you. Who I believe he was saying that he'd be disappointed in Roman. Then all of a sudden, The Rock was just very mad. You know what I mean? If he's a Brahmo bull, somebody was just waving the red flag in front of his face, and he was getting very, very pissed. So The Rock was like, you can't. He was like, you can't talk about my family, you son of a bitch. And then he slapped Cody Rhodes in the face. There's a lot more swearing. Seth Rollins got involved. He said, you guys can't do whatever you want. The Rock said, yes, we can. And then there was like a pull apart type of thing with management guys like Triple H, Adam Pearce, people like that. And that was the end of it pretty much. There was a little bit more like talking over by the commentary desk, but that was it. I've heard a lot of people saying they really enjoyed this whole press conference thing. Personally, I thought it was stupid, but I don't want to be a hater, you guys, okay? I'm really trying to not hate WWE, if you remember. But when I watch things like this, it's just like, it's dumb. I mean, I appreciate that they're doing something different, but I felt like the entire thing was stupid. And the thing I find even more stupid is there's like a lot of fans online on like social media and comment sections and things like that. You know what? Not even just them. There's so many people. There's even like wrestling reporters and wrestling publications that are saying that this was the plan. This whole storyline was the plan from the beginning. If you think that's true, you deserve
Nice pile right to the face.
or even
Punch to the face. Punch to the face.
But seriously, why would Cody Rhodes come out and say, I am not facing you at WrestleMania anymore as a part of the plan? And like all these people who believe it are like, have this like mentality of like, well, haha, you got worked. WWE worked you. Don't be mad because you got worked. Like, dude, I want to be worked. That's why I watch wrestling. I want them to make me not know what is and isn't real. That's the fun. That is the fun of watching professional wrestling. This is a pivot. Because otherwise, Cody Rhodes is an idiot. Why would he go out there and say, I'm not facing Roman Reigns, and then come out and say, this is unfair? The stuff with The Rock taking over the match from Cody is not in kayfabe. That happened in reality, at least from what we believe. Or at least from what we perceive. But it didn't happen on SmackDown. The Rock didn't come out and say, I'm The Rock and I'm taking this match because I'm a board member at TKO. Like, that's not a part of the storyline that happened. So it wasn't like a work all along. It's a pivot. And if you think that it was the plan all along, well, I'm disappointed in you. I really am. If you're going to comment below and say that it was a work all along, everybody around here, we all agree about that guy. That
in my book, he's nothing but a loser.
In everybody's book, it's in everybody's book. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break, Creamers. And when we come back, we're gonna talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling's new beginning in Osaka, which is tomorrow night. Don't you go anywhere. What's up, Creamers? It's Hot Joe, and I've got news for all my flavor fans out there. Are you a fan of delicious tastes and stuff that's, you know, really flavorful? Well, have I got news for you? Because guess what? Danny's Drippin' Wet Tacos have a hot new item on the menu. That's right.
Lil Drippies.
You can get a 6-pack of Lil Drippies for the low price of $3.99. And if you act now, you can get a free large malt cola on the side. So hit up your local Danny's Drippin' Wet Tacos today.
Definitely had a little bit too much coffee.
Welcome back, Creamers. We're back. I'm your host, Hot Joe, and we're here to talk about my 2024 match count as of today. Last time we talked, my match count of 2024 was 102 matches. As of today, it is 116 matches because I watched Dynamite from this past week. I watched the Young Bucks match from Rampage from last night. I rewatched the Will Ospreay versus Ricochet match from Best of the Super Juniors. I watched last weekend was New Japan Road to New Beginnings in Osaka on the 3rd and on the 5th. I didn't watch either of them in completion. I watched one match from the first one, and then the app was giving me some problems. Okay, it's not a perfect app. Actually, if you've ever used it, you know that it's straight up trash. But it does. I guess it gets the job done. It's as good as it gets. But I did watch the first match from the first night of last weekend's festivities, and that match was Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney from the Bullet Club versus the junior heavyweight tag team champions TJP and Francesco Akira, representing United Empire. It was a pretty good match. The Bullet Club guys were acting incredibly heelish. They were cutting off their opponents. They were isolating them, stopping them from making tags, getting them out of the ring and beating the living crap out of them so that they can't make the tag. And they really did a really good job as a heel tag team in this match. It's funny because literally a month ago at Wrestle Kingdom, TJP and Akira won the junior heavyweight tag team titles from Connors and Maloney. And then they it was weird because they were debuting like a new design of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Titles that was like Bullet Club branded belt. The day that they're debuting those belts, they lose them. It was very strange, but what can you do? Anyway, so now they're challenging in a rematch for the titles in this match last week, and a lot of hot tag team action in this bout. But in the end, the Bullet Club regained the gold. Well, more like silver, but that's all right. They regained the gold, and then after the match, Gato and David Finlay came out. And those three proceeded to beat up the United Empire guys. And then Jeff Cobb came out, and they beat him up too. David Finlay then got on the microphone, and he cut a pretty damn good promo on Will Ospreay. He said, how do you fight a man that's looking to run? You drag that asshole to Osaka and you lock him inside a cage. He tells Ospreay that he wants his creation, the Bullet Club War Dogs, to destroy Will Ospreay's creation, the United Empire, and that they're going to leave every member of United Empire a bloody mess. And he doesn't mean a bloody mess because he's talking to a British guy. He wasn't saying, hey mate, we're going to leave you a bloody mess. What he was saying is that they're going to be bloody. And it'll be a mess because like all these bloody bodies are going to be all over the ground. That's what he meant. And then after that promo, the other Bullet Club War Dogs guys, the new IWGP Tag Team Champions, were given their Bullet Club design belts back by David Finlay. And then they powerbombed Akira onto a pile of steel chairs. Then they went back to the back. Once they got back there, David Finlay cut another promo where he explained the rules to the upcoming cage match, which I'll get to in a moment. But the rules are, it's United Kingdom versus the Bullet Club, and Ospreay is the first in the ring. Every 2 minutes, another man enters, with the Bullet Club always having the advantage. And once every man is in, victory can be had. It's kind of like a War Games match, but not. That match got me very hyped. I like David Finlay. I know a lot of people think he's like the worst leader of the Bullet Club, but you know what? I used to think that Switchblade was the worst leader of the Bullet Club, and then he became a very good leader of the Bullet Club. Not everybody could be Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, or Prince Devitt. The match was solid. The promos were solid. David Finlay got me hyped up for this match, and that match is taking place at New Beginning tomorrow at 3 a.m. So, look, I'm very much looking forward to the show, but I'm also very much looking forward to a different show. See, as of now, the plan is it could change, just like the card subject to change, vacation subject to change. The New Japan Strong show, Windy City Riot, it's going to take place in Chicago on April 12th. As of this moment, the plan is that I'm going to be going. I'm incredibly excited about this. I've been to 2 Ring of Honor shows in the past that were Ring of Honor and New Japan doing an inter-promotional show. But now I'm going to see just a straight-up New Japan show. And the main event is Jon Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. That match is one of the reasons that I want to go. I mean, that match is pretty much the reason I want to go. But I'm also looking forward to seeing Jack Perry make his New Japan debut. I mean, he's doing this in Chicago. Imagine the boos he's going to get. If you're unfamiliar with why I'm saying that, Chicago is CM Punk country. He got fired from AEW for starting a backstage fist fight with Jack Perry because of Jack Perry saying that he was using real glass. There's a whole thing. Cry Me a River as he looked into the camera, which made CM Punk so mad that he punched him in the face, and then he got fired. So they're in CM Punk's home city, and Jack Perry is debuting there. I can't wait to see the reaction for him. I like Jack Perry. I don't care what anybody says. I love the guy. But it's gonna be a good show, man. There's also going to be, they said Hiromu Takahashi is going to be there. They show Eddie Kingston a lot in the promotional videos for it and stuff. So, but I don't know. Jack Perry will be there. Hiromu Takahashi will be there. Obviously, Jon Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito is the main event. But it's going to be a sick show, man. I'm very much looking forward to it. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about New Japan New Beginning in Osaka that takes place tomorrow. So, I'm not going to go over the entire card, but I will go over the last 4 matches. So, we got Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. This is Kazuchika Okada's last match in New Japan. If I was to predict the winner, I mean Hiroshi Tanahashi is the president of New Japan. So, I mean, I could see it going both ways. He is the TV champion of New Japan Strong, but I don't believe the title's on the line. Actually, the match has a 30-minute time limit, so no, the TV title's not on the line, because I believe that's a 15-minute time limit. So it's just a 30-minute time limit match, one-on-one, Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, and I believe, if I'm predicting who I think is going to win, I'm thinking Kazuchika Okada wins his last match as a New Japan Pro Wrestling roster member. After that, we have El Phantasmo and Hikuleo representing the Guerrillas of Destiny, defending the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships against Chase Owens and Kenta from the Bullet Club. Hikuleo and El Phantasmo never disappoint. And Chase Owens is a decent wrestler as well. And obviously Kenta is one of the best wrestlers of the 2000s and 2010s. So it's going to be a great match. We've got the second to last match, the 7th match of the night. I love that they have, when they do the card, I'm gonna like probably try to edit in me scrolling through the card, but on New Japan's website they have it 6th match, 7th match, 8th match. Like they list the order of the card before you even see the damn show. But the second last match is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson in a 60-minute time limit match. Oh my god, this is. I know that I continuously say I'm gonna try to stay up and watch it live because I want to hear the English commentary, and I continuously wake up late. But I am damn sure gonna make sure that I'm awake to watch that match live. I've got to see this match live. It's gonna be a phenomenal match. I can already say with 100% certainty it's gonna be a match of the year contender. And then we have the main event, the 8th match, no time limit, steel cage match that I was talking about a minute ago. It's Francesco Akira, TJP, Hinare, Jeff Cobb, and Will Ospreay of the United Empire against Drilla Maloney, Clark Connors, Gabe Kidd, Alex Coughlin, and David Finlay from the Bullet Club War Dogs. I believe Kazuchika Okada is going to win his last match as a New Japan roster member, but I also believe that Will Ospreay is going to lose his last match. Here's why. I don't think that Hiroshi Tanahashi needs the win. You know what I mean? He doesn't have anything to prove that he could beat Kazuchika Okada. But I do think that David Finlay needs the win, and the Bullet Club War Dogs really need the win. People don't think of this iteration of the Bullet Club as one of the great iterations of the Bullet Club, and I think they could really benefit from beating the United Empire and beating Will Ospreay on his way out. So that's what I'm predicting. I think this is going to be a phenomenal show. I have another podcast I have to work on tomorrow, but I'm going to try my damnedest to review that New Japan show for you tomorrow and upload that. If not, I'll have it up Tuesday. But fingers crossed. But that's all the time we've got for the show. Creamers, I'm gonna miss you again. It's not gonna be as long of a time until next time I see you as it was this past time. I promise. I wouldn't do that to you, okay? I really wouldn't. No, I really wouldn't. I love you. I wish you the best. You stay creamy.
It is in the Bible not to wrestle your neighbor.